Triple H is said to be interested in bringing back more released WWE stars. Also, we have an update on the rumors of a Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt feud, and a wrestling legend has appeared at a WWE Live event. Find out who later on. Hello everyone, Jack and Andrew back again with news part 2. It's exciting, isn't it?
Duh, as the French would say.
According to Fightful Select, they've learned that Triple H is interested in bringing back more released WWE stars. This comes off the back of whose surprise appearance on SmackDown, Andrew?
Emma, doing all the dancing.
No, she's a heel now.
She is.
Yeah, well, she's more like Tennille Dashwood Emma than Emma.
Yes,
Emma. She's got the little gloves and
she
everything.
Does.
Yeah, she's cool Emma. She
was good. I enjoyed that match, on SmackDown. But it was all right.
I mean, it was never in doubt who was going to win the match.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it was nice to see her back.
A bit of back and forth as well between the two. That's nice to see as well, isn't it?
Yes, add a bit of fire
to
the wrestling show. But yeah, apparently Triple H could be interested in bringing back, again, this is according to Fightful Select, several women who formerly worked for the company. Among them, now this one isn't the biggest surprise, at least in my opinion, is one who didn't get an extended main roster run before being released. Former WCPW Women's Champion Tegan Knox, otherwise known as Nixon Newell, of course. She had bad luck with injuries, but then she recovered and then she made it to the main roster alongside Shotzi. And then, this was around the time that Vince was just releasing swathes of people.
Yes. Yeah.
So she was very, very unfortunate. But it was well known that Triple H was a fan of hers in NXT. And I think this isn't the biggest surprise, possibly, especially now that her former tag partner Dakota Kai is also back in the mix.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I was surprised when perhaps she didn't turn up at Clash at the Castle.
Well, this could be this. Well, Fightful have even reminded us of this in their story as well. They reached out earlier this year to Tegan and said that she told them she was experiencing visa issues that were slowing things down. But she did confirm with WWE. Fightful did confirm with WWE sources that they were interested in Tegan Knox.
Yeah.
So that's probably why she didn't appear at Clash at the Castle.
That makes sense. I completely forgot about that bit there. I feel as
though if she's talking about visa issues, I imagine that if she left America, it might have been difficult to get back.
But possibly. As you were saying though, I mean, I'd love to see her have that main roster run. I feel so bad for her because on multiple occasions it's felt like she was almost ready to go for like the big title, and then a knee injuries happened, unfortunately, and just the rug was swept out from underneath her. So hopefully we actually get to see her have something of, a little bit of luck on the main roster. Now there's a lot of people too that she used to feud with and team with back in the NXT days that are now on the main roster as well, as you were saying, Dakota Kai. You got Shotzi, who she moved up to the main roster with. So I want to see them all get embroiled in something together. That would be very nice.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And I think that we possibly could be seeing that, given that it was no secret that Triple H was quite a fan of hers. I remember there was always footage of backstage, like he'd be giving her a pep talk, or he was the one who comforted her when she injured her knee straight away and she was backstage. That was a very sad scene, actually.
Yeah.
But I think that we could well be seeing Tegan Knox. We'll have to wait and see who the other women are that I mentioned here as well.
Yeah.
Also, numerous sources, including the Wrestling Observer, have said that WWE were looking at a Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns storyline soon. But we've now got a contradictory report from Fightful, who've offered an update, Andrew, saying that in regards to the rumors that Bray Wyatt was set to feud with Roman, one source in WWE Creative claimed that this was false, saying, where would we go from there? And another noted that they learned from the Fiend run. Oh, they learned from it.
Yeah, they learned from it.
They learned the mistakes of the previous Fiend run. What do you think of that?
I am happy.
Good.
Personally. Just in general.
Nice to know.
No, I think this is a good
Everything
idea.
Right at home?
Well, no, everything's fine.
Okay.
No, I'm quite happy that this. I think going straight for Roman. I know you don't necessarily need a title in the picture. However, I think when Roman's had such a long run as he's had now, and the whole thing at the moment with his storyline is about holding the titles for as long as he possibly can. I think if you go into a feud with Bray Wyatt, then sort of it's kind of expected that the belts would be on the line and something like that. So I'm happy they're not going straight for that, because as it says here, where do you really go from there? Where do you really go from?
Sweet child
of mine. Whoa.
What am I doing here? It's Monday. Yeah. What we're talking about? Sorry, we just got distracted. Wait, we are a bit like Axel / aren't we?
We are, aren't we?
No, it's already been Halloween. No, it hasn't.
No, it's Halloween now.
We can wait tomorrow. Let's go home now on our lunch break.
Okay.
And come back dressed as Axl Rose.
That sounds like a plan.
Let's do it.
That sounds like a plan.
Anyway, sorry.
We're talking about Bray and Rowan.
Where do we go now from this?
Where do we go now from this?
So I agree. I think that it would be foolish because you can't be having Roman getting brawled with someone that he can't really beat.
Yes.
But you also don't want Bray at this moment getting beat by anybody.
I think it harms both of them at this point. I'd love to see it down the line, especially now with like the level that Roman Reigns is at, and I would really like to see them kind of like go back and forth. Maybe sort of Bray is kind of like trying to coax something out of Roman now that he's down on his luck after maybe he's lost the belts. You got all the family stuff going on there, so that would be quite cool to see. But at the moment, I'm glad that they're steering clear of this particular storyline.
Me too. And I've been absolutely loving what they're doing with the Bloodline recently. The whole Jey Uso, I don't care what the tribal chief thinks. No, Roman goes,
it's just they're just having fun. They're just laughing at everything.
The jungle, yeah, absolutely.
And I love it.
Yeah, take me down to the Paradise City. Next up, we're going to talk about AEW stuff. I'm not even trying to fit them in cleverly. I'm just saying Guns N' Roses lyric.
My Rocket Queen.
AEW stars have now also got opponents for New Japan Battle Autumn. 2 AEW stars in particular, Andrew. FTR. They will be defending the IWGP Tag Team titles when their open challenge was answered by Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb of the United Empire. Now, they've clashed before, but only in multi-man matches, only in multiple tag team matches, which was the motivation for the Great Empire, the United Empire to go, well, hang on, you're cowards.
Oh,
they've said
cowards.
They've said you haven't faced us 2-on-2. Yeah,
I get it, because we had that thing, didn't we, on AEW where they came in as like the surprise, and then they chucked them through tables and.
But FTR emerged victorious.
They did,
though.
Indeed. Yeah, so I'm happy to see. I just want to see FTR more in tag team matches than they are in multi-man matches at the moment.
They've had an amazing year so far with so many tag teams. They've had amazing matches, and yet we still want more.
We do want more.
Yeah,
how could we not want more?
They're having a career, and it's fantastic to see.
I love just how like Dax on Twitter is just, lackadaisically just being like, we might not be considered like one of the best, but like we've had some pretty good matches. But he's like, but he's being so humble
being
about
coy,
it,
isn't he?
Yeah, he's such a nice dude.
Dax, come on,
stop it, man.
Stop it. I've been reading Bret Hart's autobiography recently, right?
Yeah.
Like the opposite of Dax, he just hates everyone. It's fantastic.
Wow.
It's amazing. He likes some people, but there's other people he talks about. He's like, I'd never like them. So good. So yes, that's news for Battle Autumn in New Japan. But now jumping back over to WWE, we're going to talk about Bayley, who recently failed to capture the Raw Women's Championship from Bianca Belair.
Not her fault.
In that ladder match that I really thought she was going to win.
Yeah, I did as well. I thought it would have completed. That's a nice set. That would have completed the set.
It's an extender. No, I agree. But she recently spoke to Sportskeeda and was asked about a secondary women's championship or the possibility of one being introduced. And she said it wouldn't hurt. It would be nice to have another title, but I think it's just going to take time. When we wanted those women's tag team titles, it took a long time and it took someone actually fighting for them. So if that's what we want, someone has to stand up for it and really fight for it and prove that it's going to be a benefit to the division. I would argue, though, that in the current Triple H regime, it sounds, obviously we're not there, we don't know, but it sounds like there might be a backstage atmosphere more conducive to that sort of thing. Suggestions from wrestlers, people standing up for ideas and that sort of thing. So
I think, if it makes sense, then I don't see Triple H not doing it.
Well, I wondered if it does make sense. Is the women's division big enough at the moment to justify a second-tier title?
Not yet, but obviously with the story I think that we've got, bringing back more released WWE superstars, I think that makes sense. Still at the moment, even under the Triple H regime, I know there's a little while to go yet, but even the tag team championships don't really feel special to me just yet. And that's perhaps because there isn't that many women's wrestlers to put in a tag team together, or you can put them in a tag team together, but it just feels, as we've said multiple times when Vince was in charge as well, just thrown together. Like there's no point for them to be there. The tag team titles just feel because there's not really much of a division there. But I think to have sort of a mid-card one for the women as well, if we bring back more people, that does make a little bit of sense, because I feel like it's either you go for the tag titles, or you go for the main title, or there's nothing really for you in between.
Makes
I know
sense.
you can have storylines without titles, and fair enough, but I don't think any of them have been super strong, or at least ones don't really like stick out in my mind of recent years, at least, anyway.
No, same, but I think it's a balancing act. Whereas
Definitely.
you don't want to go too far. I think that AEW maybe have fallen into that trap a little bit where there's too many titles.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see what happens. We don't need no Civil War. Next up, we're going to talk about a top indie title being won by an ex-WWE superstar, and it's only my bloody boy.
Your boy.
Well, he's been a bit of a silly billy on Twitter recently.
What's he been to?
He was nasty to a fan.
Was he?
Yeah.
Did he say he
The
spat him out?
the fan was excited that he'd liked or responded to one of their tweets.
Oh.
And then he went I don't get when you guys get excited when I reply.
That's a bit mean.
It's Lindsay Dorado!
Yay!
Who recently defeated Shun Skywalker of Dragon Gate in MLW to claim the MLW Middleweight Championship. This match was part of a set of... Oh, no. We should have done a spoiler
warning.
So whoever's editing this one, is it Joel? Or is it Pierce?
Yes.
Joel?
Pierce.
When we start talking about this story, could you please flash up MLW spoilers inbound or something like that? But it's before we realise. So it's when we start talking about this story, please, MLW spoilers, thank you. I'm sure that they'll have done it now, hopefully.
Oh, absolutely.
They're
very good boys.
They're good boys.
Very good boys.
Anyway, that match was part of a set of tapings, so it hasn't actually aired yet, that took place at the former ECW Arena in Philadelphia. MLW spoilers over.
Oh, my God.
And finally, a wrestling legend appeared at a WWE Live Event, Andrew. Who was that?
So let me tell you, Jack. Santos Escobar defeated Dolph Ziggles, the Ziggler himself, at WWE's Live Event in Mexico last night.
In the cold November rain.
In the cold... Stop it now. And was accompanied to the ring by his father, arriving by the night train, the Mexican legend El Fantasma.
Very good.
El Fantasma appeared at WWE.
That's quite a nice little touch of history there, isn't it? A legendary Mexican figure appearing in WWE.
I think it's really nice how Triple H is just being like, we need to do, ode to wrestlers.
I think the biggest difference could be that Vince liked to pretend that no other wrestling existed.
Yeah.
Or that WWE wasn't wrestling. It was this separate, higher thing, sports entertainment. Whereas Triple H is a bit of a wrestling nerd, actually.
He's doing that. He's pushing his glasses up.
NWA. And I think that he's more open to not only acknowledging that the rest of the wrestling world exists, but possibly even working with them to some degree. Like with Nakamura competing in Noah against Muta, which he will be soon. And like this as well. Even tiny little things like Santos Escobar's legendary father appearing at a live event.
You say NWA, I can see something happening perhaps there.
With the NWA?
With Billy Corgan. Big
Triple
Bill.
H does love the rock music.
He does love the rock.
Although
music.
I can't see him being a Smashing Pumpkins fan, you know.
No, me neither.
He's
actually
more
thinking about
metal
it.
than.
Well, Smashing Pumpkins may be a bit metal sometimes.
Okay.
Bit shoegaze and
yeah. But you like the Smashing Pumpkins.
I love the Smashing Pumpkins.
fair
Seen
enough.
multiple times.
Have
They're very
you?
good. Yeah.
That was meant to be from Cherub Rock, I think. That was the news. Thank you. I'd like to apologise for my behaviour in this video. And we'll see you very soon. Leave your thoughts and opinions in that comment section down below. And if you haven't already, check out our earlier news video on this very channel today. Thank you again for watching and take care out there.